It's really exciting, and we're really excited to have you. And so I'm going to turn it over to you to let you introduce yourself. And then today we're going to be taking a look, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we're going to be taking a look at some knitting needles, some crochet hooks, and also some glass beads, hopefully. And then Sarah's just going to, as I said, tell us a little bit about the company. And then at the end, we'll be having a drawing, a giveaway, and I will make sure everybody knows how to get to Yarn Geek Boutique. Okay, hope that sounds good to everybody. And here she is, Sarah Marsh.
Hi, everybody. Like I said, this is really exciting. I've never done this either. Holly wants me to talk about crochet hooks and some interchangeable sets. And so that's where we're going to start. Holly told me that she already brought in some bone hooks and some ebony crochet hooks. And so I'm going to talk about those first. I don't know if you guys could hear me when I told Holly that I had problems with my iPad, so I'm doing this on my phone. This should be interesting.
Oh boy. All right. And we would, Sarah, I did bring in the bone and the ebony, but we do want to talk about the maple and the anything else that you have. I know you have maple and you have, what's the other one?
We have aluminum too.
Aluminum. And is that it? Did I miss anything?
You got it all.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about the different ones that you have to offer and kind of the benefits of working with different kinds of knitting needles and crochet hooks, and just kind of the benefits of working with different yarns and those mediums. Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Then I'm going to get started with the maple hooks since you guys don't have those yet.
Okay.
I think I've told Holly I can crochet. I'm not really a crocheter. I've never actually finished a crochet project. I just kind of like to doodle around with it. So I can do it. I know how.
Well, you should join our online group. We meet every Saturday, and we have lots of great ladies that know how to crochet and can help you work through some of your learning curve.
I actually think I might, because I am really, really missing my in-person knitting group.
That's right. Yes, you got to do it.
Okay. So like I said, this is going to be interesting doing this on my phone. I'm going to be holding things up for you. So this is first. I don't know if you can see this well. This is one of our maple crochet hooks. Pretty. And both the ebony and the maple are 7 inches long, so that they fit well in your hand and the finial doesn't get in your way. They are rounded with no thumb grip on them. I tend to twirl my hook instead of stabbing. So I really like that feature about them.
Let's see the finial again, because I really think this is an interesting feature of all of your crochet hooks. Is these crochet hooks have these really pretty finials on the end, and you'll get to see them as she shows the different products, the ebony and the bone. My favorite so far is the bone. The finial on there is, just the crochet hooks are just gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous.
They are.
The finials just make them feel like, a collectible piece of art, kind of.
Yeah, it really turns it into an elegant type of tool.
Yeah.
The maple hooks have what we call laminate combined. So there's a couple different shades of wood in there, if you can kind of see that. And they're ice cream swirl shape with them.
Can you say that one more time, because you're kind of breaking up?
Okay, it's an ice cream cone swirl type of shape.
That's really
And then there's a peg going from the hook itself into the finial. So it's not just, it's glued in, not just on.
Okay.
And then the pointy end Um, there you go. Like I said, this is kind of interesting. I'll hold it against my shirt so you can see the actual hook and see the point.
Yeah.
They've got a nice throat to them, nice taper to them, a nice point. Oh,
A little higher. There you go.
a little higher.
Yeah.
There you go. And they're all hand carved, handcrafted, hand finished. They're really nice. They're really smooth, and they feel good. I've been running on like here, and I'm kind of sweaty, but it feels really good still.
So these are, I haven't tried the maple yet, but so far the handcraftedness of the hooks that you guys have, they just feel really good in your hand. As Sarah goes through them, you'll be able to see, like I said, the bone and the ebony and just the weight of them, the feel of them with the handcraftedness, the throat of them. It's just, they're really, really nice to work with.
And they're really lightweight, all three materials. They do get a little bit heavier once you start getting into the larger sizes, and they're available all the way to 10 millimeters. And I think the ebony is 12 millimeters. I'd have to go check the shelf. I know one of them is available up to 12 millimeters. I just can't remember if it's the ebony or the maple.
That's big. So you go ahead and keep talking, and I'll get out my
Oh, you'll look that up?
Yeah, 12. Okay, so we've got 12. No, those are double points. All right, so keep going, and I'll find the crochet hooks, and I'll let you know.
Okay. So then the next one I'm going to talk about is the ebony. And let me see, I'll hold this up against my chest. Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So again, they're handcrafted. They've got a nice hand-carved smooth throat, a nice point to them. They do have that same ice cream swirl finial. I'll zoom that out so they're nice and long. So they fit. The finial goes well beyond the end of your hand. Either way you hold your hooks.
Nice. Is there a difference in the grippiness, I want to say, of the crochet hook, whether it's, because I know they all have a smooth finish. So the slipperiness or the grippiness of the yarn on the crochet hook, is there going to be a difference between the different kinds of woods, or is it really just an aesthetic preference as to whether or not you want ebony or bone or maple?
The bone is a little bit different because it is bone and it feels a little bit like glass. Mm-hmm. The ebony and the maple are very, very similar. I think the maple is a little slipperier, but that could be me. And it could be the different material I was playing with at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's see, the maple one, I've been playing with a wool and alpaca blend. And the ebony, I've been playing with, I think that's Universal Worsted Deluxe, so I think it's merino.
Right.
If I remember what it was correctly. So it might be the difference with the alpaca versus the only wool.
Right.
But I think the maple is a little slipperier.
Okay. All right. And to answer your question about the sizes, it is the maple 7-inch crochet hooks that do come in a 12 millimeter, and also the ebony comes in a 12 millimeter. And then looks like it's just those two.
Okay. I'm glad they both come in 12 millimeter. I know the bone doesn't, because we had problems getting the bone in that big.
Right.
So we're going to talk about the bone hooks for just for a little bit. These do have a slightly smaller finial on them. So it's a little bit more dainty. This overall is a bigger hook because I was playing with a bigger yarn. I have no idea what that yarn is. The bone hooks, you'll see they're shaped a little bit differently. The throat, let me see if I can get a better picture of that. Hang on.
Yep, there you go. I
Is
think
a
the
little
throat is a little deeper, huh?
It's a little deeper and it's a little bit more straight cut than the curve on the bone or the ebony. And the tip is slightly less pointy.
Yeah, it's a little rounder. The tip is rounder. The throat is straighter and the curve is less curvy than the maple and the other wood materials.
Right. And again, like these are also handcrafted. So the difference, it really does, it made a difference in how they were able to craft them because of the limitation on the material. Again, all of the hooks have a peg that go from the shaft into the finial and helps keep them attached. Holly wanted to know about the material on the bone hooks. So they are made from water buffalo from India, and the material has been repurposed from the food industry there, which was really important to us. It's using all parts of the animal. They actually will use the bone for buttons, buckles, jewelry. We were really glad to get them for the hooks because they're gorgeous tools. They do feel a little bit like glass. They are a little bit fragile. I was really impressed. I dropped this one on the concrete floor yesterday and it didn't break.
I was wondering about that. I was wondering about its fragility because I know it doesn't, the video doesn't do it justice, but these really do look like glass. But they're not. Remember, they are bone. They almost look pearlescent, and they're just super gorgeous. And I know that many of you are very concerned about making sure that we have products that are responsibly sourced. So thank you, Sarah, for pointing out that these are not sourced from animals that are hunted or killed just for the purpose of harvesting bone. They are a food source first, and they are used for everything in India. So
yeah, they really, which is great.
Yeah.
So from there, we were going to talk about interchangeables.
Yeah.
And I brought out a bamboo interchangeable set to show you. See if I can do this without shining the light directly in your face.
There we go.
This is our bamboo large interchangeable set. So when we talk about HiyaHiya interchangeable sets, there's 4 different size ranges. There's a sock set, which goes from sizes 0 through 2.5. There's our small set, which is sizes 2 through 8. There's a large set, which is sizes 9 through 15. And then we have what we call a limited edition set. And a limited edition set goes the full range from 2 to 15. Yeah.
Now I have in my personal stash, I guess we'll call it, I have the sock set. Really, really pretty. Now these are the HiyaHiyas. I have the HiyaHiya Sharp, which we'll see soon. I have the HiyaHiya Sharp. They are absolutely lovely. I know some of my folks that have been with me for a while know that I just have this thing about the sound and the touch and
the sound, yes, the sound.
And these HiyaHiya Sharps are fantastic. I haven't had a chance to try the bamboo ones, but I know they are just fabulous. And I love the bag. The little bag that they come in, the case is so pretty.
It's pretty, and it's really compact too. If you stop and think about it, when you fold it all up, I hate shining that light directly at you. This is
Yeah.
what it is, and it's a little bit more than 6 inches square. It does button closed. It has a zipper pocket on the back, and all the cables are in the zipper pocket when you get it. And it has another zipper pocket here on the front. Can you see that halfway decently?
Yeah.
Not, but. And then the flap across the front keeps your needles in place.
Nice. All right. I just want to remind folks that if you have any questions, we do have the chat available, and you are absolutely more than welcome to ask questions as we move along. You don't have to keep them until the end, and I will do my very best to make sure that we see all of those questions. Anna says the amazing stock needle set is a beautiful case.
Yeah. I'm a magic loop girl when it comes to socks, so I do one at a time on a 24, which is kind of weird to most people, but it works for me.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about the sock set is you can use any size to do one at a time, you can do 2 at a time, however many.
We have a question, Sarah, how to use the HiyaHiya extenders along with the interchangeable set. Are you able to show us that? I know it's a little bit tricky because you have a camera in one hand.
That's okay. I can do that. It's, oh, I have one. Cool.
So these are the extenders.
Okay. This is the extender, and it's attached to a cable right this minute. Hang on, I need to put my phone down for just a second. Hang on.
Yep. Oops.
Okay. Can you see this halfway decently?
Yes.
Light fixture, maybe?
No,
There,
that's
that looks
good.
better.
Yeah, there you go.
So here's the cable and the connector. And here's the tip extender. It's a 2-inch tip extender. It connects to the cable. And then the needle connects into it. So there's the extender.
Yep.
There's the needle.
Yep. And this is so that you can get a little bit more length. If you like a longer needle, then you've got a little bit more length there. Especially if you have like the 4-inch needles and you like a little bit more something to grip onto, then you can use your extenders. And then you also have the little thing that goes in the middle to make your cable longer, right? To join 2 cables together.
Right. Yes, we have a cable connector, so you can connect your cables and make them longer. Or my personal favorite use for the cable connector, I tend to do sweaters that are top down. So when I separate the sleeves off, I put them on a separate cable and use the connector to connect the cable to itself, and it becomes a giant stitch holder.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you can actually, your stitches are all in place. They're not going to fall off the end of your cable, and you can still try your sweater on.
That's a great tip. Really great tip. So I really like being able to use the cable connectors because you don't always have, that 40-inch long cable. So you can definitely connect those cables together to make a longer cable. But that idea of using them as a stitch holder and connecting both ends to itself to hold those stitches is a fantastic idea as well.
And then once you're ready to work on the sleeves, you just put the tips back on and work them in like magic loop.
Nice. Great tip.
I discovered that on. I was like, oh yeah. You don't have to fiddle with, put it on a waste yarn, pick your stitches back up.
Yeah, no, that's a great tip. I know I see Lynn in the room, and Lynn is working on a sweater for her husband right now. So maybe Lynn, you could try that out on your hubby's sweater and let us know how you like it. Great. All right, what do you have next for us?
What do I have next? Let's go take a walk to the bead wall.
Ooh, all right.
It's kind of dark back in this part of the warehouse or the picking area. Let me take a quick tour. These are all the shelves where we store all our needles and pick them to place when you place your orders.
Mm-hmm.
With a padded floor. We like the padded floor. And then down here we have the shelves of beads. Can you see the colors?
We can. How many different colors of beads do you have?
We have 109 colors in 2 sizes. So total of 218. Mm-hmm. We have 6 O's and we have 8 O's. And it is one of the most difficult things ever when I decide I want a new project. I bring my yarn in and I stand here in front of the wall and say, what kind of beads do I want to put on it?
Yes. Now, the 6 O's, for those of you who haven't used beads yet, the 6 O's are the smaller ones, correct?
The 6 O's are actually larger.
Those are the bigger ones, okay.
And the 8 O's are smaller. 6 O's are good for everything from lace weight to DK weight. They get a little tight when you start working about fingering, or I'm sorry, worsted. 8 O's are good for some fingerings and lace weight.
Okay. All right. So nothing for worsted. We got to be working with smaller yarn.
Right.
Okay.
If you're gonna, and really that limitation on the worsted is because it's difficult to get 2 strands in. If you're going to work just a single strand and you wanted to pre-string your beads on the worsted, that would work well.
Okay.
But most folks, when they're working with beads, they tend to use the crochet method and hook method and put on 1 bead at a time. Mm-hmm. And so you've got 2 strands coming up through each bead.
Right. That's how I do it.
All right. Holly, I need to put my phone down for just a second, and then I want to have another great tip about the beads I want to show you guys, okay?
All right. While she's getting ready with that, do we have any other questions? How about this? How about if I ask a question? How many folks use knitting circular needles? Knitting circular needles. We've got Ginger, Peggy, Lynn says always. Judy is using the circulars. Good. Okay, Bonnie, Debbie, Deborah, Magic Loop. We've got Anna that uses them and Tracy. Awesome. And then do we have Susan? Susan wants to try them. Do we have anybody that uses, let's say, has a preference for bamboo needles versus the metal? Okay. Deborah prefers bamboo needles. No metal for Deborah. Okay. Good. Okay, Tracy likes bamboo. All right, so who are my crocheters in the house? Okay, we've got Ginger uses all of the above. Mamie, Vivian, Ginger, Tracy. All right, so of the crocheters, you've seen some different kinds of mediums today. We haven't seen the acrylic or the metal, but we've taken a look at some maple. We've taken a look at some bone. We've taken a look at some ebony. Is there anything that strikes your fancy between the three? Again, they're just really aesthetic, but the ebony is really pretty, right? The maple is the nice light color. The bone, I love the bone. I think those are going to be my favorites, but I want to work with them over carpet because I'll really cry if I break one.
I haven't broken one in normal use, but like I said, I can crochet. I play with them because I like to feel it and I like to doodle with it.
Yeah.
One of these things I actually just need to sit down and crochet a whole project.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You did ask me to bring in a couple of products. You ready to talk about some of the stuff I've done?
Yes, let's look at that.
Okay. So the first shawl I'm going to show you, I don't know that I know one of them called for beads. This one here is a that I made a couple of years ago, and I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love that color. And look at that bead work.
That's simple. When I got to that row, it's two together, stay together.
Uh-oh, you're breaking up.
Oh no.
Okay, there we go.
So together yarn over row. So every knit two together, I just bead on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right there. Can you, because I've got Lynn says yes, right there. Can you see the beads, Lynn? Right where her hand is, that row that's kind of at the bottom of the screen. There you go. Yeah. The beads are purple, so they're kind of the same. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's so pretty, isn't it? Gorgeous.
And these are a silver plum.
Mm-hmm.
And so the difference between a silver lined and a non-silver lined is the silver will show you the same color all the time.
Okay.
Next one I'm going to show you is one that's not a silver bead. And I used a variegated yarn. It's got some purples and some burgundies and golds. And I used a transparent bead, that AB finish on it. So it reflects a lot of color, but it also lets the color of the yarn come through it.
Okay.
It's a real pale pink. So there.
Oh, I see them there. Now these are a little harder to see, but as she said, these are AB, there they are. They're kind of pearly, right? They look a little pearly, and they're going to have some transparency to them so that they pick up the color of the yarn, as she said. So when you're choosing your beads, when you're choosing your beads,
okay,
you can kind of decide whether or not. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Peggy says that the AB stands for Aurora Borealis.
I didn't. Aurora Borealis.
Right, Aurora Borealis. The Aurora Borealis, as you can imagine, it has all that kind of rainbow glow to it. And so the ABs kind of have, thanks, Debbie. They kind of have that really kind of a glow to them. Really, really beautiful.
They
And
are.
what
They're
size
really
did
pretty.
you use on that shawl?
These are
Iridescent.
both of those 6 ounce.
I'm sorry, Debbie was just saying they're
I
iridescent.
I'm sorry.
I was just
I didn't
saying
hear you.
Debbie was saying that they were iridescent. And you used what size on those? The 8 or the 6?
Those are the 6.
The 6. Okay.
And one of the tips that I picked up from one of our sales reps actually a couple of years ago, and it just kind of was one of those mind-blowing things for me, because you knit your knitting and you're putting beads on your knitting, and it seems like it's really slow going because you have to stop your knitting, put your bead on your hook, do the thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just take a little glass votive cup and stick your beads in the bottom, and then you load your beads up on like 4 or 5 hooks all at once. So this, here, if I can get my hooks to behave.
Oh, look. Okay, that was smart right there.
4 hooks and 2 or 3 beads on each hook.
And then you're ready to go. So you're not going quite so slow. And what size hooks were you using there for your beads?
These are 8/0 beads for a different project that I'm working on. And these are the 0.75 millimeter hooks.
0.75.
It's really stinking tiny.
Yeah, the really little ones. Yeah. And we do have those available. I saw those when I was doing inventory this morning. The 0.7. But they are available. So if anybody wants the 0.7s to do bead work, let me know and I can direct you to them. I don't see them immediately, but I know that we have them.
What I'm using those beads for is here, and it kind of looks like a pile of wet noodles, but that's just, it gets blocked.
That's so pretty. Now those, did you use the ABs or the metal?
These beads are, these are the Cylon finish, which is a pearl finish. Okay. And these are transparent. These are solid colors, so they do not show your yarn through the hole.
Right. Okay. How many folks do, yes, Lynn, you will be able to see the beads online. I need to load those into inventory. You didn't send those to me yesterday, by the way, Sarah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I need to get those from Sarah, and then I will load all of those onto the website, and then you'll be able to see all of the different beads that they carry and the colors and the sizes as well. So I promise I will do that by, I'm gonna guarantee Monday. I was gonna say tomorrow, but Monday for sure. Just loading all of those pictures goes a little slow.
And when we're here, I'll file and send it to you.
Great, thank you.
Is there anything specifically you want to ask me about?
All right, so do we have any other questions before we go on to the raffle? Are we pretty much done seeing everything, Sarah?
I have a few. I have one more thing I wanted to show you guys. I know you guys are crochet folks, so we do have a number of crochet gift sets.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys are interested in those or not.
Yes,
we are. Those from over there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
now these are, okay, so I have the one in the middle, which is the Oh, I need to have every single one of those. Okay, but I have the one that's in red there. Those are the bone. And then the one below that is the ebony, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I think I know, right, Liz? That's fantastic. And then the one below that is the maple, right?
Yes.
And they are, so these are, and then the aluminum are the ones that are at the top. And these are gift sets. So you've got different sizes. They go from what size to what size? Okay.
The Nirvana hooks start with an F and go to a J.
Mm-hmm.
The HiyaHiya aluminum hooks start with, I think that's an E, a 3mm. Maybe that's a C.
Mm-hmm.
It only has the millimeters on it, so I'm guessing. And ends with a J. I do know that the 6.5mm is a J. Or is it a K?
And then Lynn is saying, how do the HiyaHiya feel on the hand? The HiyaHiya, they feel fantastic, Lynn. They're light. I've worked with the bone, and I've worked with are you talking about the aluminum, or are you talking about the others, Lynn? Oh, the aluminum. Yeah, can you speak to that, Sarah? I haven't worked with those.
I prefer the Nirvana hooks. Like I said, I turn my hook a lot. I don't turn my wrist. I do more of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer the round, which is the thumb flat part. But it's an aluminum hook. I like you working with it when I need it. It's not my preference. But that's because of the way I hold my hooks and the way I work.
And I use that little flat, I use that flat part when I crochet. Yeah. So I would probably like that.
People do.
Lynn says she's still getting used to the bone, turning it, because she said she had bought one at Stitches West. Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. You probably met us there.
Yeah.
Laura and I were both at Stitches West this year.
Yeah, she said she did. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions,
And I'm just thinking,
while she's thinking? Any other questions about hooks or needles or beads? No? All right. You got anything else for us, Sarah?
not off of the top of my head. The big things I really wanted to share with you were the different materials and talk about how the finish and the points we did. Mm-hmm. I wanted to show you the trick with the hooks and the beads because that was a game changer for me when it came to beaded projects.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing I wanted to say about the interchangeables is that there are 3 size ranges and the screws for those size ranges are different. So yeah, the small cables fit sizes 2 through 8. The sock cables will fit the 0, 1, and 1.5. The large cables will fit size 9 and up. And we tried to make that as clear as we possibly can, but it sometimes does get mistaken. So I just wanted to point that out.
Awesome. Yeah, I did notice that. But you do have to be conscientious of that if you are purchasing the interchangeables separately. But if you buy the gift set, then you have everything that you need in the gift set.
Right. It's when you start buying extra cables,
right,
that sometimes that gets
right. And the
confused.
tips, the tips don't come with the cable, correct? The tips don't come with the cable, so you have to purchase the cable separately.
Correct. You can all of the interchangeable parts are available to purchase separately.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need another set of 6s or you need another set of 8s or a set of 10s, we can absolutely do that. And if you need 3 60-inch cables, we can absolutely do that.
Right.
Um,
Right.
It's just one of the
And
great things about the HiyaHiya. You need an additional piece, you can always do that.
that's right. And everything, as I said, will be available in the store in yarngeekboutique.com. So if you haven't checked out yarngeekboutique.com, you can pick up all of these things that she's talking about on our website. They're the sets, the cables, Tracy, are sold separately, individually. So if you want, that's right, right? If you want a 60-inch cable, then you get one 60-inch cable. If you want a 40-inch, you get one
Correct.
40-inch cable. So if you want two so that you can do magical loops, then you're going to have to purchase them separately. The kit,
Correct.
the kits, the kits have one cable in 3 different sizes? I don't think they have multiple in the same size.
The cable lengths set, the normal is a 16, 24, 32, and a 40.
Right.
The sock sets come with 2 24s, a 32, and a 40.
Yeah.
And the bamboo 5-inch sets come with 2 24s, a 32, and a 40.
And there is a magic loop set, right?
Yes.
A magic
And
loop
those are
sock
fixed
set.
circular.
Yeah.
There's a magic loop sock set. They're 40-inch circulars. And I think there's 0, 1, 1.5, and 2.
Mm-hmm. And I saw Debbie asked the name of the shop. You're actually going to shop on Yarn Geek Boutique, not on the Knitting Zone, because they're a distributor. So you're going to shop on my website, Yarn Geek Boutique, for the needles that we're talking about today. Okay, and let me see, I saw another, the needle gauge that comes in the kit of the HiyaHiya, is that only for HiyaHiya needle, or do they work with other needles except Addie's?
The nice thing about the HiyaHiya gauge is it has US sizes on one side and the millimeter sizes on the other. I know some brands say that like a size 1 needle is 2.25 millimeters, and some brands say that a size 1 needle is 1.5 millimeters. There's a hole that says 2.25 and there's a hole that says 2.5. So it will work according to millimeter size for your needles. It's not brand specific.
Question, Lynn, because I'm not entirely sure if you're asking about interchanging with cables or if you're just asking if the needle gauge size is the same.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and it should work for most brands. And if the US size isn't necessarily a standard from one manufacturer to another, so if you're in any doubt, use the millimeter size.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Great, great. We got Lynn's question. All right. Any other questions, or is everybody ready to go on to the drawing? All right. I've got my handy dandy yarn bowl that I painted myself. And this thing is huge. So I put everybody's name in here. Drum roll. Thank you, Deborah. And the winner is Anna Collar. I hope I said that right. Anna caller. Yay, Anna, I know you're here. You won. So Anna is going to, yay! So Anna, what you got is the HiyaHiya bamboo 4-inch small interchangeable set. And
Ooh, nice.
yeah, and I'm just going to share my screen really quickly so that you can see what you got. If you can see, this is the Knitting Zone. This is the name of the company that Sarah's from. Again, just to make it real clear, the Knitting Zone and Sarah is a distributor. So anything that you want to pick up that you saw today, you're going to go to yarngeekboutique.com. But I'm sharing this this picture so that you can see what Anna won today. She won the HiyaHiya 4-inch bamboo small interchangeable set. And Anna, you get your choice of colors here. So I can put in the order. So you can get a purple one. There's the purple. You can get that one, which that's my favorite. That looks like a peacock, really pretty.
Actually, let's go take a look at what colors we have in stock. I don't know if I have all those in stock. So look, okay?
Well, let's take a look at all of them, and then we can find out if you have them. So if there's one that she likes better, there's a really pretty blue, and then the red.
Is my video on? Okay. Is my video on?
Yes.
Okay, good. So in the 4-inch small, I have this purple one. It's purple and black. I have
the orange
this
one.
Red one.
Red, okay.
Yeah, it's more red than orange. It's kind of a bamboo leaf type of print.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this real pretty teal green and black.
Is that the one that looks like a peacock? No.
Yes.
Okay.
And we call this the bird. We call this one the bird fabric because another fabric that we have actually looks like peacock feathers.
Okay.
Let me see. And I don't have any of those. But the other fabric that I do have is this red and black rose. Can you see this?
Not really through the plastic, but Anna says the teal is her favorite.
The teal is gorgeous.
The teal, yeah.
Okay, so that's the teal bird. That's the one you want to ask for.
Okay. All right. So I'll put in an order for the teal. I'm going to hold off until Monday. Congratulations, Anna. And thanks for being a new member of Yarn Geeks. We hope that you'll stick around and get to know everybody because it's a really fun group.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so again, for those of you who are interested in the needle, I will, in the group, is there anybody on the call who's not on Facebook, by the way? Anybody who's not on Facebook on the call? Okay, so what I'm going to do is okay, I know, Lynn, but you're just right down the street. I'll send it to you. But what I was going to say is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link for all of the crochet hooks and the needles in the group. I'll post that after we get done with the call. Okay. So, so for those of you who are looking to purchase knitting needles, crochet hooks, or beads, I'll have the beads up by Monday. All of the crochet hooks and needles are already in the store, and I'll post a link. If you have not purchased from yarngeekboutique.com, there is a coupon that you will get on checkout for 15% off. And I think that's all I have to share with you. Anything else, Sarah, before we close?
I don't think so. I think we're pretty set. Is there anything else I can do for you guys?
No, I think it's been really fun, and we really appreciate you coming today and sharing with us. And I hope that you will check out our crochet group online too, because we meet virtually and we have a lot of fun.
I very well may, because like I said, I really miss having a knitting group to sit in person with. So I may join you guys on occasion. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me, because like
welcome.
I said, one of these before. This is great.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.